Hello YouTubers, this is Jacques Gaines from The Moving Icon, and I am here to talk to you about this right here. This is the Canon EFS 24mm pancake lens. Hey YouTubers, this is Jacques Gaines and I am here for you, talking to you, with you, and having fun with you. But before I start, I gotta tell you guys some of the stuff coming up. I have behind the scenes videos of Annabelle, Claudia, Cynthia, Julie. I also have a behind the scenes of filming a contortionist with a good friend of mine who's a photographer and videographer. His name is Norby Whitney. Another thing I'd like to mention is that I will be doing a lot of my behind the scenes that are going to be inside, and they're going to be with strobe and flash photography. The reason why is I rented a studio for the next couple of months and I will be practicing my strobe photography stuff. So stay tuned. If you guys want to look at me go through my whole process of realizing where I made mistakes, where I did good stuff, keep on following the station and subscribe. Now, let's get to the point of this video, which is the Canon EFS 24mm pancake. A small description of this lens. It's a very small lens, as you can see. I hope I can show it up there, or I can show it to you guys right here. Let's hope it focuses in and you guys can see it. But it's a very small lens. It's a pancake lens, meaning it is super small. And once you fit it on your camera, it definitely it doesn't take a lot of space, which can be beneficial. Obviously, if you want to look professional, this is not the lens to pick. But wait, let me get, this makes no sense what I'm about to do. But remember, the Canon 24mm is EFS, meaning that it's APS-C and not full frame. This is my 6D right here. I'm just gonna place it on the body so you get an idea. The reason why I can't place it on an APS-C camera right now is because we're filming with the 80D, and that's the one I used it with. Just so you get an idea, this is how big your camera gets when you use this, as opposed to a bigger lens, which probably comes out to about here. But there's a lot of reasons why that's a bonus, and that's what we're about to talk about in this video. Okay, so why did I buy this lens? Why did I get this little lens? I got this lens because my goal was to use my bulky DSLR. As you can see, DSLRs are big. It's one of the big reasons why mirrorless freaks are going on about how mirrorless is great, because it's smaller. I don't want to get too much into the detail, but it all has to do with the mirror, why they have to be so thick, because they have to have the mirror flap up. But my goal was to, I was taking snapshots, and I like to take snapshots with my phone. Whenever I see a moment in life that I find fun, I like to capture it, and I was really not satisfied with the quality of the pictures. I wanted to have something that would permit me to carry a DSLR around, and this was one small answer in the fact that it just makes your camera a bit smaller. So I bought the lens, I got it, it's a great lens. So far I really do like it, but I wanted to take it out and test it. So I put it on my APS-C and I took a trip out with my girlfriend and we just walked around town. So I was surprised at the fact that if you look on this lens, I don't know if we can catch that, but there's one spot where it's actually written macro on it. And I was very surprised at some of the macro shots I got. I brought the camera lens right in, and it does have macro capability. So when you do buy this, you are also buying a small capacity macro lens, which is always a lot of fun for any of those people who are out there and you get a situation where you see a flower or something that you find nice and you go and take a picture of it. So that was something I thought was beneficial. The focal length on this, it's a 24mm, and with the APS-C crop, it's 1.6 times on the Canon, which brings you to 38.6 millimeters. And that is a perfect focal length for a lot of stuff. It could be wider on landscapes, but it is nice when you do want to take a landscape shot. If you want to take a snapshot, you can zoom in with your legs. You can do a lot of stuff with this. So you're getting a fixed focal, and a fixed focal which is right along the lines of a great focal length. Another thing that was really nice, it's a 2.8. It's an f2.8, And this is useful in dark places. I took a lot of shots in a museum, and in that museum it was relatively dark, but I just opened up and I got some great shots, which allows you to have better ISO, always so crucial on an APS-C sensor. Now it's surprisingly sharp. It has a couple of defaults, and I will let you look at those defaults now. Now, I'm not the greatest of reviewers on quality of a lens, but I just wanted to show you. This shot was basically taken, and everything about the focus is tack sharp on. My exposure is pretty good, and it's where it's supposed to be. But as you can see into the corners, you do get a bit of purpleness here, which is purple fringing, or what a lot of people call chromatic aberration. It happens a lot near the edges of the lens. And what it is basically color rendition doesn't come out perfectly. It's something you can work in post for sure and change, but it is there. And I just wanted to mention that. When it was time to get this thing very sharp, it was pretty good when it was closed down, especially here outside in the sunlight. You can see the shots are relatively sharp. Everything's sharp in here. But as soon as I was opening and inside the museum, it had a bit of a hard time to get that sharpness it needed here. I'm just going into the focal spot where I need to go to, and it's not that bad. It's still pretty darn good. I mean, you're talking about a lens that costs so little, but I just wanted to mention those little things. Sharpness, when it was time to get sharp, this lens was sharp. I can tell you right now, it's pretty darn good. Maybe on this YouTube station, it will not show that much, but as soon as you close down a bit, it does do a great job, and it's definitely better than a camera phone. Another thing I do like about this lens are the video possibilities are nice. The fact that it's autofocus, it's relatively silent, it makes a bit of noise, but it can be used on an 80D or something that has servo focus. And again, the focal length makes it that you can get a lot of shots. It would be great in a run and gun situation due to the fact that it's light. So you can put it on a run and gun rig that wouldn't be too bad, and you'd be able to get a lot of shots. I'm telling you, this focal length is a focal length you can use absolutely everywhere. Another thing I'd like to mention is the build quality. The build quality on this little thing, I was expecting the build quality of the Nifty 50, which a lot of people out there know. The quality on the Nifty 50, the actual lens itself is excellent quality for the price, $100. But the actual build quality on the Nifty 50 is a bit cheap. This one right here is not too bad. As you can see right here, the zoom ring is nice. I mean, as you can see, it's very, very thin, but it is nice and it has a smooth feel to it. All the clicks, the little buttons here, like this little thing right here, is very, very nice to work with. So I did like that about the lens, and I was super surprised at the build quality. Now, last thing I want to mention, for the price, it is stunningly good. That's what I think. For the price you're paying, it is definitely a convenience lens, a lens that you carry around that's can be quite convenient on a lot of different types of situations. If you want to render your bulky DSLR a bit more portable, this is an excellent lens for you. And those situations where you want to render it portable are when you go on a trip, when you walk around town, or even street photography. You can take your DSLR and use this. You're in the right focal lengths to do that. I've mentioned it quite a bit, but it really is true. It is great for that. Another reason to use it is that all those people who want to use their DSLR as a higher end alternative to their smartphones, it's a great device. Oh my God, yes. Another thing that's really cool about this thing is that I am from now on using this as the body cap to my EOS 80D. So you just, every time I store my camera away, I put this on. When you store your camera, you put this lens on the camera and you put it in your bag. It doesn't take a lot of space, so you store it away. And if ever something quick pops up and you want to take a picture quick, well, you already got a lens on your body. Now, another place you can use this is all instances where low light is a factor, like the museum shots that I took, and also having the 2.8 open aperture allows you to get great shots in those situations. Now, another reason why this is a good lens to have is that for those people who want to get bokeh for cheap, because the aperture opens up so much, you can get some pretty good bokeh and some pretty good out of focus backgrounds with this little lens. Get bokeh with an open aperture. Now, here are a couple of reasons for the people who shouldn't be using this lens. I think for diverse reasons, mostly sharpness, purple fringing, and a bit of vignetting, I would not suggest this lens in a high quality situation where you're using strobe photography and you're trying to get the sharpest photo possible. This is probably not the lens for you. It's more of a convenience lens than anything else. And it is very convenient and it gets you higher quality shots. It doesn't give you the highest quality. Any sort of sports show or event photography, it's not recommended, obviously because of the fixed focal length. You're stuck at 35mm, and in those situations you definitely need some sort of zooming capability. It's not for anybody who likes to go for that, who likes to feel that old school presence. I know I myself have always been like that. I like to feel something in my hands where I'm focusing and stuff like that. This is not the case for this lens. It's small, it feels a bit light, and you don't feel that build quality. But that being said, it is still well built. It's just not gonna give you that feel that you like to have. Overall, I'd say go get it. Just go get the lens. It's one of the go-to lenses I think I'm gonna have in my bag for my APS-C 80D, the Canon 80D camera. So that's all I wanted to say for that. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for my high quality stuff. Check out Behance. I now have a Patreon page. Go check it out. The link will be below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up at the bottom. If you want to keep in cahoots with what I do, subscribe. And don't forget, everybody, keep on making something from nothing.